So the free version, Nasia, you say is timed. How much time do you have?
I think it's only about 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, so it'll probably get kind of annoying, have to restart it and stuff. Did you find it useful? Did you think it was useful?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Can we do 7 too? Yeah. I was looking for my stylus. I don't know where that thing goes to. All right. So we said questions 3, 4, 5, 7, and 10. So if we look at question 3, we've got which pairs are not congruent, right? So we've got angle 1 and angle 5. Are they congruent? They are. How do I know they're congruent? What's their relationship? Corresponding, for sure. How about 2 and 8? So I've got 2 and 8. Are they congruent? They are not congruent. Why? What's their relationship? Same side exterior. So we're definitely going to circle that one. It doesn't have boxes, so I think it's probably just one answer. But if we continue going 3 and 6, 3 and 6, are they congruent? They are. What's the relationship between 3 and 6? Are they alternate or same side? Alternate. And are they inside or outside of the parallel lines? Inside. So those are congruent. What about 7 and 6? 7 and 6. What's their relationship, 7 and 6? Vertical. So those are also congruent. And what about 1 and 8? I'm getting a lot of colors on here. 1 and 8. Are those congruent? They are. Are they same side or alternate? Alternate. And are they interior, exterior? Exterior. Good. Did that help? What about 10 and 12? So I've got 10. That is a lot of numbers, and 12. So one of the things that I like to do here is only think about the little part that I need to know. So don't look at that. Don't let all of those distract you. Don't let all of those distract you. Just look at the 8 numbers that you need to know. How are 10 and 12 related? They're corresponding. One's inside and one's outside. So 10 is inside, 12 is outside, and they're both on the same side of the line. I can slide 10 right down on top of 12. Okay. And 5, same thing. How are 17 and 14 related? So I've got 17 and I've got 14. That means J is the transversal. So we want to look at that. And then all we want to look at is those 8 things on the transversal. You don't need any of this stuff outside. Okay. And I want to know how 17 and 14 are related. Are those inside the parallel lines or outside the parallel lines? Inside. And are they alternate or same side of the transversal? So I've got alternate, interior. My circle got big. Alternate interior. Good. And then question 7. How do I set those up? What's the relationship between this obtuse angle here and this obtuse angle here? They should be equal. Even though they're same side, and we say same side supplementary, they're not interior and exterior. I've got one of each. So this guy is interior, and this guy is exterior. It's like a slide, so I can slide that obtuse angle at 8x plus 20 down along the transversal to 11x minus 31. So I'm going to set those equal to each other. 8x plus 20 equals 11x minus 31. In order to solve that, I'm going to subtract my smaller variable. You don't have to do it this way. I know a lot of people like to move all the variables to the left. I like to get rid of the lowest ones So I end up with positives. I'm like allergic to negative numbers. That's why I'm a geometry teacher. We don't have very many negative numbers. If I move my x's to the right, I move my numbers to the left. As always, if I do something crazy, you got to let me know because I make crazy mistakes all the time. And then 51 divided by 3 is 37 question mark? No, 17 question mark. Is it 17?
Yeah.
Sweet. And let's go down to 10. Oh, 10 was the monster question. So if I could, and I can't, so I'm sorry, I would erase this line right here. You don't need it. So if I go and I draw my parallel lines like that without that green line, this top angle is 2x plus 13. And this angle here is going to be the sum of 47 and 72. Okay, that's a 4, by the way. So how are those two angles related now that I'm not distracted by that green line? They're corresponding. How do I set up corresponding angles? Are they congruent or are they supplementary? They are congruent. So 2x plus 13 equals 47 plus 72. What is 47 plus 72? 119. Thank you. And then I want to get rid of that 13. 2x equals 106. And x equals 53. It's asking me for x, so that's my answer. Right? So when we're proving things possible, right, we're looking for a valid conclusion. There are 3 different ways we can do that. We can do detachment. They all start with a compound sentence, P and Q. For detachment, what? Oh, I didn't share my screen. You guys gotta, there's so many clicks and I forget because I start going too fast. So thanks. We want that one. Can you see it now? Sweet. I feel like that telephone commercial. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. You guys don't like my jokes. That's fine. So we've got detachment, where it starts with a compound sentence, and then you separate the P and the Q separately. Or we can have contrapositive. We still start with the P and the Q, that compound sentence, but now we turn everything around so it's not Q and not P. It's going to be one of those because we have a single line right here. So what I need you to do, and I need you to commit to doing it, is label stuff. If I eat a meatball sub, that's the P, right? Because we're always going to start with P and Q. And then the second part is I use a lot of napkins. That's the Q. So the question is, what did I give you in the next line? I don't use a lot of napkins. Is that P? Is that Q? Is that not P? Or is that not Q? That is definitely not Q. So if I put not Q here, which pattern did I follow? Do I have the P and the Q or the not Q and the not P? I have not Q and not P. So if I give you not Q, you have to give me not P. So which one is the opposite of P? I don't eat a meatball sub, right? What if I said in the second line, I put, I don't eat a meatball sub? Is that allowed? Can I start with not P? That one's going to be invalid, right? So I can start this way. These are valid. If I start P, you give me Q. If I start not Q, you give me not P. But any other combination is not valid. Okay, so we just got to memorize these patterns. And I hate memorizing stuff personally But sadly, that is the state of life for this particular thing. Okay, so go back to that Unit 1 notebook if you need to, and we'll practice it more on Friday. And this is something that we practice all year long. It just is tough to memorize for whatever reason. So let's look at question, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's look at question 3. Ooh, question 3 is a monster question. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Oh, I need a color. All right, so 10 and 15, angle 10 and angle 15 are on transversal M, right? Should they be congruent? Angle 10, they should. So which lines are parallel? It can't be M. What two lines does M connect? What two lines does M connect? J and K. So here, these angles are on J and K. They are congruent. They should be congruent. So J is parallel to K. Okay. If we go to the next one, I'm just trying to change my color. 14 and 18. 14 and 18. Should they be supplementary? They're both on J. Should they be supplementary? They should. And they are. So what lines does J connect at the corners of 14 and 18? Did somebody say M? So we've got M at 14 and we've got N at 18. So M is parallel to N. This is what we were trying to get at yesterday, and I did a very poor job of teaching you. So I'm glad that we were asked to do this question. Let's see what the next one says. 4 and 20. So if I look at 4 and I look at 20, what line is the transversal that connects them? What line is the transversal that connects them? If I'm on a subway, how can I go from 4 to 20? Okay, I got to take the orange line. Okay, so 4 and 20, should they be congruent? They're corresponding, so should they be congruent? Yes, everybody say yes. Even if you're at home and on mute, everybody say yes. Yes, everybody say yes, so I can hear it. Yes, okay. So 4 and 20 are on transversal K. They should be congruent. They are congruent. So which lines are going to be parallel? I'm going from the L block to the N block. So L is parallel to N. I'm going to make that an L like that. Okay. Is it starting to make a little more sense? Hopefully, maybe, sort of, kind of. I know it's early, y'all, but come on. I can't be the only one with energy. All right. 9 and 24. How do I get from station 9 to station 24 on a single subway line? Can I do it? In class, face-to-face, I'm seeing some people going like this, but nobody's saying anything. They don't feel confident. Can I get from 9 to 24 on a subway map without making a connection? Are they connected by a transversal? They're not connected. So if these guys are not connected, no connection. Question 3, right? This one has, there should be maybe an E. So this is E. If they are not connected, right, I can't get from the one angle to the other angle in a straight line. There's no transversal. There's no relationship. That means I can't prove anything parallel. Okay. Last color. What have I not done? Let's do light blue. All right, 3 and 7. 3 and 7. Are they in two separate intersections? Or are they in one intersection? They're in one intersection. So if they're in one intersection, no lines can be parallel either because there's no transversal. We're not moving between two intersections. So both of those should be E. Thumbs up. Yay! I think both of them are E, yeah, because there's no way to connect 9 and 24. So they can't prove lines parallel, and 3 and 7 are in the same intersection, so there's no parallel lines there either. We're not moving between two lines. Nope. Was that the frustration? Because you thought you had to use all the answers? Sometimes I'm tricky like that. I'd apologize, but I'm not really sorry. That's like a not sorry kind of situation. Okay. This one can be confusing. Sometimes if you just highlight the parallel lines, right? And then highlight the transversal. I want this 70 degrees because I'm trying to get this X. What's the relationship there? Sometimes I even draw it outside the picture because when they give me pictures, sometimes I get distracted because I'm a little ADD if you hadn't noticed. What's the relationship there between the 7D and the X? Nice. So they're same side interior, and same side is always supplementary. So supplementary means they add up to 180 degrees. So if I have 70 degrees up at the top, what do I have at the bottom? It's another way to look at that too. If I have an acute angle at the top, I must have an obtuse angle at the bottom. What's the only answer choice that's an obtuse angle? 110. So sometimes if you look at the answers, the geometry questions can be super tough. This one's not super tough, but they can be, right? But a lot of times, at least 2 of the answers make 0 sense at all. And sometimes 3 of the answers make 0 sense. So a lot of times you can just look at the answer choices and be like, nope, not 90. Nope, not 70. Nope, not 40, right? This was question 4. So let's look at question 6. Maybe. So this one was good. Question 6. All right. These are fun. So it tells me question 1 is 76. What other angles are 76? 3 for sure, because they're vertical. And 9, because I can travel on this blue transversal. And what is the 4th angle? 11. Beautiful. So now I'm going to get another color. Maybe pink. If I stay on that blue transversal, what's the measure of angle 2? 1 plus 2 should equal what? 180. So if I do 180 minus 76, I should get 104. And what other angles are going to be 104? 4. 10. 12. Fantastic. So now let's jump to that other set of angles. Let's use light blue again. So if I go to angle 8 is 123. What other angles are 123? 16 for sure, that's corresponding. 6, that's vertical or alternate interior. And 14, that's corresponding or vertical, depending on what you're looking at. So all of those are the same. And then let's do orange. If I've got 123 for 8, what's 7? So 8 plus 7 also equals 180. So I'm told 57. So what other angles are 57? All the other ones? Voila. Is that helpful? I was not going to fill them out at the bottom. I was just going to go to the next question. Now that you know how to do it, you should be able to go back and recreate it. Question 7. Oh, this is a good one. So with these construction questions, Ms. Kimber and I were just talking about how we're going to try to teach these to you guys virtually. And we don't have a good answer for it, to be perfectly honest, yet. But I think the biggest thing to do is to look at the answer choices and eliminate the stuff that you can eliminate, okay? So angle bisector, bisect means to cut stuff in half. Have I cut anything in half? If anything, I've recreated something, right? Congruent segments. Do I have anything marked with congruent segments? I maybe have some congruent segments, like RS and RT look really similar, and that other line over to the right looks kind of similar. So maybe. Congruent angles, maybe. Do I have any perpendicular bisectors? So the thing on the left kind of looks like a 90-degree angle, but is it cut in half? Can I cross D off because it says bisector? Yeah. So the thing that we probably aren't really sure of yet, because I haven't given you any direct instruction on constructions, is anytime you have an intersection like that, you're drawing those arcs. Anything that's like arced like that, you're drawing with a compass, because compasses draw circles. So the next step here would be to connect those two things. So does that look more like congruent segments or congruent angles? Angles. Boom. And that is your answer. Hopefully you could at least get it down to 50-50. And that is the answer. I have more stuff planned for us for constructions on Friday. So by Friday, we should be at least a little bit more familiar with this. Let's go to question 8. Did they ask you, did you run into anybody yesterday? We will figure out passes eventually, but I think you can just go straight downstairs. All right, last one. In the diagram, which condition ensures that lines, that should maybe say A and B and C and D are parallel, okay? So CHF is this angle, CHF, and DHF is this angle. Are those in two different intersections? Or are they in the same intersection? These are a linear pair. They're in the same intersection, so they cannot prove anything parallel, okay? And this is straight from the IXL, and it's like alphabet soup. It makes me a little crazy to do this one. If I didn't have to, I wouldn't give you these. So AGE and BGE, these are vertical, right? Try to write more neat. So those are in the same intersection, so those can't prove anything either. If we go to AGE, which is this one, and EGB, this one. So those are linear. Those don't prove anything either. So hopefully we got our last answer is going to be correct. Let's check it out. AGE, this guy here, is congruent to DHF, this guy here. Those are alternate exterior angles, right? Alternate exterior should be congruent, and they prove that AB is parallel to CD. So your answer is going to be this one here. And you just got to mark them. Okay, if you need to draw them on your own piece of paper, do that. We've taken a lot of time, invested a lot of time in doing this. Was it helpful? There we go. So what if I do this one? I've got X and Y and X and Y. So if I'm doing rise over run, Y minus Y over X minus X. My Y's are -3 and 7. So -3 minus 7. And then my X's, if I start with the -3, I got to start with the 11. So -11 minus -6. Right? So what is -3 minus 7? -10. And -11 minus -6, I can make that into a super plus. That's what I call them. So minusing a negative is a plus. If it's -11 degrees and it rises 6 degrees, is that -5? What's -10 divided by -5? 2. +2 or -2? A negative divided by a negative is a positive. Nice. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute, and I want you to do 7 and 8 on your own.